The AllStar app, the #1 app in the business. UFC, Bellator, One Championship, PFL, and more. Get the app right now. Link in description. The New England Cartel is going to be adding another member, basically, right? You got the baby coming in December. Fatherhood is upon you. What is the anticipation like?
Oh man, this is crazy. Yeah, I mean, I'm excited. Wasn't playing, so it was just definitely a surprise. So, but we definitely are excited. I think she's gonna be a great mother. She's killing the pregnancy right now, and I'm trying to pick up tips as much as I can to become a great father. But yeah, I'm excited for it, man.
Yeah, I know what you mean, because my daughter, when she was born, that was a surprise too. You know what I mean? Like, it wasn't planned or nothing like that. And I'm also having a daughter myself. What was it like telling your parents, dude? Like, I think they like it more than you would. You know what I mean? The dude.
Yeah, it was pretty cool, man. We actually surprised them. It was on Mother's Day. We brought them in. We had like a barbecue, and then we brought some gifts out, and they opened it up. It was like a small, a little baby outfit, and said that obviously they're gonna they're gonna become grandmothers. But it was pretty cool. They flipped out and started crying, screaming. They were screaming for like 2 minutes, just going crazy. But they were excited.
Yeah, yeah. It's those are moments, man, you can't take away, dude. Especially for grandparents,
What are you do?
No, my daughter's 10 years old already, man. That was
Oh,
like,
you're
yeah,
okay.
yeah,
I'm sorry. I misheard you. So
yeah.
you to talk to, man. I need all the help I can get. Then.
Yeah, for sure, man. Anytime, man. Just hit me up, man, and I'll give you what I can, man. Because yeah, it's something. I don't know. I don't think you could ever prepare to be a parent, no matter how many books you read, no matter anything, man. It's an adventure.
It's an adventure. All right, I'm gonna take that. I'm gonna take that. It's an adventure.
How hectic has it been preparing for the baby though?
Not too crazy, man. It's been real smooth, real easy. I mean, just I guess the most hectic thing was getting the room ready. Like that was it, really. She's been around so many kids since we were younger, like as far as like cousins, nephews, her nephews, my nephews, and her mother actually owns a daycare, so she's always kind of been around kids. So I know, like as far as like physically taking care of the baby, like we're in great hands. I've been around a lot of kids. It's just like it's more of like I feel like okay, now it's time to really grow up. Like
Yeah, yeah,
I gotta get a lot of other things in order and just kind of like just tighten up the screws and then just really feel like it's got to get a little more organized. That's all I can say right now. Like, that's what it feels like. I gotta just tighten up a couple things, get a little more organized, and like you said, just get ready for this adventure.
yeah. Going to like hospital visits, man. Like for myself, it kind of nerve wracking a little bit, because you never know what they're gonna say. You know what I mean? There's always that like little nervous energy. How was it for you?
Yeah, no, I know exactly what you mean because like they're testing for like the worst possible scenarios, and you're thinking about it, just hearing like whatever they're testing for is kind of like, oh man, I hope not. But everything's been smooth. Like the doctor's been real cool. He's been real helpful. Kathy's going crazy. She's on the online all day. She has an app. She has all this, so she has a million questions, and so she's always like little anxious and driving us so crazy before these visits, but they always come out like just like clean bill of health, and knock on wood, hope everything goes smooth, and I'm excited just to see her, bro. Like it's crazy.
Yeah. What about eating with the mother? You know what I mean? Enjoying that aspect of the pregnancy.
It's been hard, but she hasn't been eating crazy. Like the craziest thing she's been wanting juice, like apple juice, and she has this like cotton candy lemonade drink that she's been chugging. Besides that, like it's been too crazy. Pretty healthy eating. She's still working out with me as much as she can, and obviously we're trying to like trying to like get as healthy as possible, for the baby. So it hasn't been too crazy. The only craving is bad food, I would say, is just the juice. We got to slow down with the juice. Like I don't even like juice like that. So
well, they always say like the man gains weight while the woman is
Yeah.
pregnant. You know what I mean? Because you just pick up on, because you're going and picking stuff up, and it's like, okay, should I pick some stuff up for me to eat? You know what I mean? Like, it adds on. Have you added on? Like, you could
Yeah,
like
that's
eat and then lift, right? So you could get some size on you.
that's the honestly that's what we've been doing, honestly. Just getting size, cleaning up the diet. But like what hurt the other day was the pumpkin pie she had. Man, she had this pumpkin pie. I was like, all right, I had to sneak a bite, but I held off, man. I held off. I put it together. I'm on that 75 hard program right now, so or that challenge. So I finally, like, I didn't do it, but it was tempting.
Yeah, pumpkin pie, man. I could never get away from that. I don't know why. I can't, man. This is one of my favorites too. You're gonna be a girl dad, man, which is just phenomenal. And thoughts on the next 20 years of protecting your daughter from the world?
Oh man, I'm just thinking, like, oh man, this is crazy. I gotta. Yeah, man, I got a lot of things I gotta figure out, man, because this is crazy, man. I got a pretty good team, so they're gonna hold me down. They got my bag and a bunch of brothers and cousins, so
Yeah,
like, yeah, man, this is gonna be a rough one.
yeah. Yeah, they always say something about like certain men always are burdened with daughters. You know what I mean? Like a lot of fighters have daughters. Like some fighters just have like 2, 3 daughters, man. It's crazy. Like I don't know why that happens. Do you have an idea?
I wish I knew, man. I thought it was having a boy, man. No, I never knew that. Like, I'm curious to see why, because yeah, I mean, like, yeah, obviously you have a daughter as well,
Yeah,
right? Like, um, I'm not sure, man. Maybe we're mama boys, and
yeah.
like, I don't know.
You're gonna figure it out, right? You're gonna figure it out. So through the whole process, man, you don't have to really worry about like getting a fight scheduled because you got the baby coming. So have you focused? You said you've been trying to put on some size. Is that something that you realize, like, hey, I need to build some strength, build bigger into the division? Or
Well, not necessarily that. I obviously, we can't lift that heavy and put on that much size with the weight class, and I have some time off, so I just felt like, let me just put in a couple, and then cut back in a couple of weeks. We're basically on like a 6-week program. We have like 2 more weeks left of it, and so we'll cut back, but nothing crazy, not like trying to like bodybuilding, but just more than usual. Simply more because we can right now, and then we'll cut back and focus more on explosion and power and speed and more conditioning. But um, yeah, I mean, I'm just trying to recover. Obviously, my last fight obviously didn't go my way. It was a pretty rough fight, so we're just trying to recover from that. Obviously, keep the skill work polished and constantly learning. Whether it's just school right now, I'm just trying to clean up all, obviously the whole game and just be well rounded all over. But and then just prepping, that's all it is right now. That's my new thing, and just getting as good as I can, put a couple pounds on the sides, and then just getting ready for this baby and enjoying time in life right now.
yeah. I see. Yeah, you're staying off like socials. Like you're kind of like hidden in the background. Like
Yeah,
I know what you're
yeah,
doing. You're working on some stuff. You don't want to really
yeah.
like show anybody, but that's what the game is about, right? It's about going back to the lab and cooking some stuff up so you could come back with a new set of skills.
That's it, man. Like, it was again, like, it was a rough one. I felt like there's got to be some changes as far as how I compete, how I fight, and obviously how I train, and I've fighting for a while, and like, I felt like I've lost, but like the last two, I feel like I got beat up, so like those obviously this they're eye opening, they're eye opening. Obviously I don't want to let my daughter see that, or let my mom see that again. So it's kind of like, just fix some holes, fix some ways we approach when we get hit. Sometimes I think I get hit and I just start kind of just going forward, and instead of doing a little less and kind of pulling it back and you know. Throwing less, I throw more punches.
Yeah.
I broke my own record on the last one, and I lost the fight. It was like because I was just thinking output instead of just slowing it down and really picking them apart and thinking defense as well. It was all like it got to the point where I stopped thinking. I would just all go. And it was just like that doesn't work at this level, and especially
Yeah.
well, you know well-rounded fighter like Chito, and with endurance and durability like he has. It was just it was just a bad night, and it's just one of those. The thing that sucks is one of those things I think you got to learn on the job. Like how do you practice getting hurt and then slowing it down, and so like, I can't get my bell rocked in the gym and then try to figure it out there. So it's more learning it when you're out there, but that's definitely something I gotta fix, and I gotta fix it fast.
Do you go back and do the film study and like is that how you elevate your fight IQ? Is by watching your own fights and seeing like where you were hurt, remembering that and seeing how you reacted to that?
Yeah, I think it was like I was up in the scorecards, and then I hurt with a left hook in the second round towards the end, and then I came back in that third round like I was down 2 rounds. Like it was just like the energy and the way I approached it. It was like I was down 2 rounds. It could have just been 1-1 and just all right, slow it down, and just pick them apart. Instead, it was like, all right, we gotta win. We gotta, what I'm saying, we gotta outpoint them. We gotta, and it was like a hurry up and go instead of just taking my time. Still had 3 more rounds. And that's a whole fight, but I wasn't treating it like it was a whole fight. And obviously, the more you throw, the more openings you leave, and he took advantage of a couple of solid shots, and I went like, it was just a good, a good show of defense on his part, and counter punches, and he took advantage of it, and obviously even like no matter what I could put out there, like the damage was just so much more than what I was throwing at him, so it was like pass off to him, he's doing his thing, and he had he obviously won. He beat me, then he had another big win against Cruz, so he's doing his thing, and I just want to obviously heal back and get back into that mix because I know I belong with these guys.
You just said you don't want to like have your daughter see a fight like that, right? When she's born, does the newborn fuel the fire? Does it give you a new sense of like people say that new sense of purpose? Your mentality towards the fight game, has it changed?
Yeah, it's like another spark. Like obviously like I feel like it doesn't take much for me to get motivated, but this feels different. It feels different. It's obviously a little more pressure. There's obviously there's a whole other person, whole other life I got to take care of and think of as well. So like it's it's more important, more vital that I'm more focused when I'm training. I'm walking into these fights at like 100% ready to go, and no excuses, no looking back and back. Could have did this or could have did that, better. And just like now, just think about it like now. Just think every training session your daughter's watching you, and just kind of like bring it to that level, bring that gold standard, that A+, that diamond kind of like level of practice, or from on the little things, even from like warming up to the cool down, it's just top notch.
Yeah, there were rumors of like you coming back and fighting Adrian Yanez. When you see these rumors, man, online, like you're like, where do they get this shit from?
Yeah, I don't know. It's crazy. Like I I I know Tyson told me that he's trying to hit him up about somebody for November, and I was thinking maybe it would be Frankie Edgar, or obviously Yanez as well. But there was like, nah, we're not even talking, we're not even thinking about that. So it wasn't even on my mind. And then like it was like 2, 3 days, maybe a week later, it was like the fight's booked. I'm like, like who does that? Like was that Tyson playing a joke? Like what's going on? Like who puts it out there like that? But yeah, I don't. But I like that fight. That kid's tough, man. He fought one of my boys, Randy Costa, and it was a pretty good fight. The first round, I think Randy was kind of edging him out, and then he just stayed in his face the second round and put him away. He has some big wins. He's crisp. He's sharp. He I think I was just at Calvin's last fight, and he fought that same night. He beat that Tony guy.
Tony Kelly.
Pretty, yeah, Tony Kelly. Yeah, it was pretty quick. I believe it was the first round. Was it
Yeah,
like the first?
yeah.
Like I said, like he's on fire. He's doing his thing. Obviously, when I come back, I would love to fight somebody that, obviously ahead of me. But if that's still around, like, you know, can't say no to something exciting as that, you know.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, we'll see. And then obviously the division's on fire. We got the fights coming up. We got the champ fighting, and then obviously Hyon and O'Malley's fighting. Uh, Sandhagen and Chito looks like they're probably going to fight. They just came back. Or Sandhagen just came back and got a W, and obviously Chito just won. So that that could be a potential fight. That's in the works, and that's another exciting one. So yeah, there's a bunch that that could play out, could work out. But you have the young guys up and coming. So like, regardless, man, I just gotta be ready. I gotta be prepped, and because whoever they put in front of me is gonna be a shark. So
Yeah, yeah, for sure. Yanez is, a guy that's kind of like O'Malley, I mean, coming up, on fire, looking to
yeah,
get a veteran of the division, as a matchup. So, like you said, there's so much stuff going on in the division right now, like, especially, with UFC 280, man. That's a big event for the bantamweight division. Well, what do
yeah.
you see in that one, man? Sterling, Dillashaw, he came back and had that fight against Sandhagen. A lot of people thought Sandhagen won. Sterling, man, he always gets underestimated, man, all the time. It seems like he's getting underestimated even this time around.
Yeah, man, I've underestimated him. I mean that even in that last Jan fight, like I was like, but like, man, if he can get to that back, he can, like I feel like he can ride him out. If he gets there, like he definitely has a real good chance at winning this. And TJ seems like he'll give up that back to kind of stand up and wrestle for there. But the thing is, obviously TJ is a veteran wrestling as well. You would have to think you give him the edge on the striking, and obviously the experience. But exciting fight. Aldo he's a lot bigger too. He's a lot bigger, a lot longer. Aldo's a pretty big guy and he's long, so it's interesting. I'm excited. We'll see, man. We'll
Yeah,
see.
yeah,
But yeah, and then obviously Peter Yan, O'Malley. O'Malley has nothing to lose. He's real long. He's real tall. He knows how to use that reach. He, he's real, real smooth and real clean when he comes in and out, and he counter punches pretty smooth. So then you have Yan. He's a dog. He gets in there. He's rough. He's just I expect to see him kind of mix it up a little bit of wrestling as well, and so we'll see, man. But exciting fights, man. They got Oliveira. Is it true that Volk's going to be the backup for that as well?
yeah, yeah. He's flying over there.
It's
Yeah,
crazy.
yeah,
Huge card. I'm excited for that card too, man.
yeah.
And then it's like it does get me like hyped up on these fight nights. Though, like crazy, like train a little extra that night or whatever. So it is kind of hard watching the fights kind of play out and not being in the mix and knowing that I'm right there and but it's the right thing to do, man. I needed to chill out. I think I probably should have chilled after the Aldo fight, man. Like it was like I feel like my orbital wasn't like fully there, so if like the first big shot, it just my whole face just cracked, and from there it was just looked like it was just bloody everywhere,
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I feel like like I'm taking my time, healing up, see trying to get better everywhere we possibly can, and expect to coming back with a big bang.
So do you expect to be back like early next year, this January, February? Is that what you're looking at?
Probably a little later, maybe March, April,
Okay.
probably more like there, and go out, play it out from there.
Yeah, there's some crazy matchups, man. You mentioned Frankie Edgar earlier, and I thought, man, that would have been a great fight. You know what I mean? Because he's gonna retire, but I guess timing it just didn't work out for you.
Yeah, yeah. No, I mean, it's hard too because like he obviously thought about it. I was like, maybe it's in his just chill. I was like, just chill, like but yeah, man, it's I'm just trying to be disciplined there, trying to be patient. But that'd have been a cool one in New York, his last one. But it is what it is.
Hey, man, I appreciate you taking the time today, man, from training
Or
and from baby stuff and all that stuff. Rob, congratulations again, and all the
thank you.
best, man. I'll definitely hit you up once the fight is announced.
Perfect, man. Appreciate it, man. Send the baby tips all day, bro. Please. I need